Is Mai working for Black, or whoever might be controlling Black Goku? You know, is she being set up as a surprise villain for later in the future Trunks arc? Now I know this might sound crazy, but I want you to try and hear me out. Last week we heard information from one of the producers of Dragon Ball Super, quoting, "The key visual is pretty mysterious, but I will give one spoiler and say that that person next to adult Trunks there is Mai. During this non-stop series of desperate situations, with Goku and Vegeta forced into tough fights, expect to see Mai play a surprisingly major role together with future Trunks." Thanks Herms for that translation, by the way. Anyway, I still find this really interesting because for better or worse, unless your name is Bulma, women have never really had a prominent role in the Dragon Ball franchise. Now I could see Mai's inclusion being some kind of a scientific know-how with shades of romantic interest for Trunks, and she could be helping a whole lot with actually finding fuel for the time machine. But with Bulma in the picture in both universes, her role for scientific work doesn't seem that significant to me. And then there's the romantic element, but there are actually more problems for that for me. For starters, Toriyama just doesn't write romance stories. Coupling in Dragon Ball is either for humor, like with Goku and Chi-Chi, or Krillin and 18, or it's story-driven, like Bulma and Vegeta, or Bulma and Yamcha. It isn't that each relationship in the series is decisively one or the other, you just don't see the concept of passionate love driving the emotional arcs within Dragon Ball. Well, besides maybe Krillin saving 18 with the remote, but even that's kind of a stretch. Furthermore, am I the only one who finds it weird that this future timeline is trying to pay off a joke from the most two recent Dragon Ball movies? Honestly, I don't even recall the whole Trunks and Mai joke pairing in Dragon Ball Super thus far, and it does seem like a bit of a stretch to suggest it now, along with all the inconsistencies that young adult Mai is bringing to Trunks' timeline to begin with. And look, I'm all for Trunks and Mai being a couple if that's what Toriyama really wants for his story, but if that's the case, why leave those moments out of the series if they weren't simply throwaway jokes to get a laugh out of the audience? And even though I'm not really going on much here, I just think it'd be really interesting if they were to kind of make Mai be like basically this emotional bedrock for Trunks' presumable fragile state of mind, and a connection to what he still has to live for in the future. But wouldn't it be cool if an eventual mic drop moment showed that Mai has secretly been working for or being controlled by Black virtually this entire time? If I get really crazy with my ideas, I think it would be really interesting if Mai has been actually keeping tabs on Trunks and Bulma as they find fuel for the time machine until it's the right time for Black to invade and sneak away into the past with Trunks and Mai. Anyway guys, this is just another one of my really crazy Dragon Ball Super theories, and I'm probably really off with this one, but we will really have to just wait to see what happens in the next coming arc. Anyway, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and have a nice day everybody.